Bloodstained Ritual of the Night finally came out on Steam after a very long wait. Koji Igarashi's new masterpiece has all the trappings of what you'd expect from an Igavania style game, but now we have a new cast of characters and an entirely different world. You take the role of Miriam, a woman who became a shard binder after alchemists implanted a crystal on her. She was meant to fight the demons that terrorized the world, but in a twist of fate, she was put into a deep sleep just before she could fight. As she wakes up, a castle emerges from where the Alchemist Guild once stood, and with it, evil creatures have once again begun to roam. For those of you who have never played this kind of game before, the idea is that you have a castle and its surroundings to explore. The more you explore, the more items and abilities you unlock. These will help you access yet more areas of the game until you fully explore the whole map or defeat the final boss. Naturally, each area has its own set of enemies to fight, and its own set of puzzles too. Despite having a castle for a setting, the developers still managed to create a praiseworthy variety of enemies. There are obligatory callbacks to the old Castlevania games, like this hound from Castlevania 1, or the frogs from Castlevania Rondo of Blood. You have sea creatures and birds appropriate for the ship area, haunted paintings and gigantic suits of armor within the castle. The game even has an adorable demon cat from hell that can swipe at you and summon pillars of fire. I'll believe that Konami is still capable of something like this when pigs fly. Oh, okay, I see. Just as the enemies that you fight are varied, so too are the tools that you can use to defeat them. You have your usual weapon classes, swords, daggers, maces, spears, yada yada yada, but it has to be the boots that take the cake here. How do you make high heels practical in combat? Easy, you make that here sharp as all hell, and kick the ever-living shit out of anyone who dares criticize your beauty. Heals for weapons obviously won't be enough to make the combat system of Bloodstained stand out. No, what really sets this game apart is the shard mechanic. When you kill an enemy, you have a chance to gain its shard and effectively control the enemy's power. Shards cost SP to use, and you can regain SP by either using a consumable or picking up the flowers you get from the torches. Yeah. I don't actually know how that works, but there you go. Flowers from the wall, 10 out of 10, haha! But anyway, each shard has its own set of uses. Some shards are more useful than others, so it's worth trying them out to see what you like best. Aside from the monsters, the world is populated by various NPCs who will aid you in your bid to rid the world of the evil castle. Johannes helps you craft items and enhance shards. Dominique is basically the shop, and this angry lady gives you kill X of Y quests and rewards you with miscellaneous items in return. The best of the NPCs has to be this guy. He looks just like one of the mobs that you have to fight, except this guy actually will talk to you. I'd like you to hear what he has to say.
A demon!
Wait! I'm a good killer, Barber!
Butchers and cutthroats all say as much.
I'm not a cutthroat. I've never cut anyone. Well, I have, but it's these scissors. They've cursed me to become a demon.
Then why not cast them aside?
Cast them aside? If I could take them off, I wouldn't be cursed. Duh. The name's Todd. And the only way my curse will be lifted is if I barber my way through 666 different hairstyles.
Well, why not just make the hairstyles up then? Lop a little off here or there.
Ah, there's a penalty for sloppy lopping. If I don't give my patrons good haircuts, the scissors kill them dead.
You have the worst curse ever.
Yes, quite literally, yes. Please, can you help me find information about hairstyles? I'll cut you for free.
That is not an enticing offer.
No, not cut you, cut it. Wait, what are you even worried about? You look like you could rip me into 100 pieces.
I really could. All right, you have a deal.
fascinating. People do their hair like this?
Yes, he's the guy that will grant you cosmetic changes. NPC of the year, 10 out of 10. Woo! Bloodstained Ritual of the Night starts out rather conservatively. I was this close to just deciding not to cover the game, but right on cue I get this katana-wielding badass named Zangetsu as my first boss fight. I'm playing this on normal and the man just knows how to kick my ass, but that's probably because I'm not very good at the game. I can only imagine that some of you will enjoy these boss fights at the higher difficulties. The boss varieties are just as great as the mobs. You've got this guy, this hand made of shards from the cathedral window, a two-headed serpent, and a robot? They're also very well animated, giving you just enough cue to get out of the way and keep your distance from them, so that you can fight back without ramming into the enemy. Now the game itself is great when it runs the way it is meant to, but unless you're absolutely okay dealing with bugs and crashes, I'd recommend not to buy this until maybe a couple of months from now. Or you could buy it now, but keep an eye on the community posts to see if known issues have been fixed. You see, people have encountered a wide variety of problems, up to and including Miriam's voice lines getting distorted, controllers not getting detected, and my personal favorite, Miriam getting rendered without a head, which always leads to a subsequent crash. These bugs are impactful enough to discourage me from playing, and I do hope they get fixed soon. It would be a shame if a game this good gets flack for so many technical problems, if it hasn't already. Damn, I gotta be able to show a game that's... Oh my god. Yes! Freaking yes! I thought I was gonna end this episode without fully recommending a title. Phew. Thank God for sentient bananas. Ha! So check it out. My friend Pedro has a simple premise. You lose your memory, wake up to the bidding of a banana named Pedro, and cause mass murder in the most stylish way possible. That's it. How do you pull that off? Slow down time, Matrix style. Hop from wall to wall, point your akimbo weapons at two targets at once, shoot them with your guns or kick them in the nuts, dodge shots by simply twirling around them, and use your environment to your murderous advantage. Suddenly, that simple premise is now wearing a coat made of very deep and engaging combat mechanics. It demands that you combine the stylish gun fu with the mastery of your environment so that you can dispatch your enemies in a way that's both efficient and flashy. Or you could just die. At the end of each level, you are given points and then ranked based on how well you did. Sure, you could, in theory, breeze through the game within 3 hours on your first playthrough, and call it a day. And for some people that's probably enough, but the best part about this game is that you get incentivized to try again, and again, and again, because you can see exactly how much more you can do to increase that delicious score and that delicious rank. You think C for coconuts is enough? Screw that, I'm going for stupidly rad! Okay, in all seriousness, I'm reasonably certain that regardless of how you play the game, you're going to have fun. If you intend to play casually, you could play it on normal or hard depending on your preferences and mood, and just have a fun time flipping about and firing guns and not really minding the rank. If you're anything like me, that's probably how you're going to play. This is how the trailer makes the game out to be. And this is me trying to be like that. Alternatively, those who want the bragging rights can keep retrying the level until they are able to achieve that coveted S rank and then play it at higher difficulties for yet more bragging rights. There are a few flaws that rather soil the experience. Some of the platforming sections kind of overstay their welcome. There's one in particular that's centered around these disappearing platforms, and very little about it is actually fun. Some of the later levels seem to have forgotten that the players bought the game for the interesting gun kata, opting instead to do something akin to a puzzle platformer, which is not what the trailers made the game out to be. They do make you feel like you just want to skip them. That being said, the game still earns my sincere recommendation. Thank God. I absolutely didn't want to end this episode on games where my mind is split.
Ball dropped.
Gate. Splitgate. Okay, in the last episode, I replied to one of the comments to share in anticipation for the Halo Master Chief Collection. I finally found the game that I can chew on while waiting for the Halo games on PC. You see, this free-to-play gem plays almost like Halo's multiplayer modes. It has the same suite of weapons like the assault rifle, the pistol, the battle rifle, the shotgun, the rocket launcher, and my personal favorite, the SMG. The difference is, Splitgate also uses the same portal mechanics as seen in Valve's Portal games. This leads to very interesting gameplay where the enemies you fight won't always come from the same familiar directions. You can shoot through the portals too, and it's my favorite way to kill enemies without getting in harm's way. You can also cross the portals that your allies or enemies have made, but you won't see where the portal leads. Alternatively, you can close the portals by throwing EMP grenades. You also have a jetpack that allows you to hover for a few seconds or simply extend the reach of your jump. Using it in conjunction with a portal mechanic makes for very interesting and engaging gunplay. My only regret is that I haven't quite mastered the game's mechanics enough to properly demonstrate its full potential. Behold, the accidental series of frags that I don't deserve to get at all.
Kill! Kill contested. Kill control. Kill double kill. Kill control. Kill contested. Kill control. Kill contested. Kill control. Kill lost. Kill control. Kill contested. Kill control. Kill contested. Kill control. Game over. Victory.
I've had a lot of fun playing this game over the past week. That being said, if you want to find players via casual matchmaking, the game you could join could be either one of all of these modes. If you want a specific game mode, you go to the server browser and it's likely your opponents are way better than you, since there's nothing that balances out the levels. It's so strange to me why we can't pick a mode before matchmaking. Many other games can do it. Counter-Strike has been doing it forever. So what gives? Anyway, so far, I have not seen one aspect of Splitgate that is pay to win. However, as expected of free-to-play games these days, if you want to buy skins for your character, you have to buy saw packs, or, you know, loot boxes? Oh sorry, we weren't supposed to call them loot boxes anymore. What did they say it was called again?
Well, first, we don't call them loot boxes. I think that was...
Whatever term you wish to apply
yeah,
to them, do you consider them ethical?
So what we look at as surprise mechanics.
Right.
But I think it's important to look at this. So if you go to a I don't know what your version of Target is, but a store that sells a lot of toys, and you do a search for surprise toys, what you'll find is that this is something people enjoy. They enjoy surprises.
Surprise mechanics! Hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified when the next video comes out. Until then, thank you for watching.